Alright, so this is the first lesson of our fractions unit. This is called Fractions of a Whole, and it's based off of Math Focus 4, pages 208 to 211. Now the first thing you need to know about fractions is what they're made up of. So fractions consist of a numerator, which is the number on top, and a denominator, which is the number on the bottom. Now the denominator is the number below the bar of the fraction, but it also tells the number of equal parts in one whole. So for example, if you have a spelling test out of 20, the total marks of 20 on the bottom represents your whole. That is your denominator. The numerator, on the other hand, is the number above the bar in a fraction. It tells the number of equal parts the fraction represents. So if you got 15 out of 20 on a spelling test, the 15 is your mark. That's the fraction of the test you got correct, and that represents your numerator. So 15 out of 20 is a fraction, and 15 being your numerator, 20 being your denominator. Now, this picture here at the top, right here, shows 1/4. It's a square. One of the four squares is shaded. It also shows 3/4 because 3 of the four squares are unshaded. Now, they wanted us to represent these four fractions in pictures. So we've got 1/6, 2/3, 1/8, and 2/5. So 1/6 I represented with 6 rectangles in which one is shaded. 2/3 I represented with 3 rectangles together with 2 shaded. 1/8 I represented with 8 rectangles with only 1 shaded. And 2/5 I represented with 5 rectangles with only 2 shaded. Now, these also show other fractions. This is 5 out of 6 unshaded. 1 rectangle out of 3 is unshaded. 7 out of 8 rectangles is unshaded. And 3 out of 5 rectangles is unshaded. So 5/6, 1/3, 7/8, and 3/5. If you were to add these together, you add the numerators only, you would get 6 out of 6, which is the whole. Here, 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3 out of 3, which is the whole. Here, 1 plus 7 is 8, so 8 out of 8, which is the whole. And 2 plus 3 is 5 out of 5, which is the whole. Now, for the first question on the assignment, checking, it asked us to color a picture to show 3/8. Now what I did here was I drew 8 rectangles all together, and I shaded 3 of them. So 3 out of 8 rectangles are shaded. And that's how I pictorially represented this fraction, 3/8. Now, what other fractions does this picture show? Well, it shows 5/8 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 8 rectangles are unshaded. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me.